Hello everybody, my name is Brink and welcome to another episode of my series on a Resonant Rise server. We are in my creative world at the moment because I wanted to talk a little bit about power. As I was thinking about what to do for the next episode, I'm thinking there's a lot of things I can do, but what would be the proper procedure? You know, one of the things that I really want to get focused on is a quarry as soon as possible, so that then I'll have a lot of liberty to take any direction I want in what I want to build. Because I don't have a whole lot of resources other than having mined a whole lot, but I don't have a lot of decorative blocks or anything like that, or any way to craft them automatically, like a molecular assembler which can auto-craft it for me. So I'm thinking power is probably more important than the quarry at the moment, because I don't have even enough power to run the quarry other than the starter power that I have for my base, my starter base, which is a fine amount of power. It's working out great and it's inexpensive, it's cheap, it's free power that's working out great. But when we talk about power for a quarry, there's a couple of choices we have, and so let's talk about this for a second. This is the typical magmatic setup. It's just 2 magmatics. Some people use more than that, but I think 2 is fine. You set up an endothermic pump in the nether, and then with an ender tank on that side of the portal connected to this one via the color, you can send lava to this one. And you can see I don't have an endothermic tank in the nether. It's not feeding any lava here, but this is just a sample. So it feeds to the magmatics, and then you get some sort of a storage unit, and you can see that this storage unit is charging up at about 160 RF per tick. That's what these magmatics are putting out, so that means that each one of these are 80 RF per tick. This is a good amount of power, and it's a small amount of space. When we talk about big reactors, the name big does ring true. It takes up a whole lot of space, and if we look inside to see what the power output is, we see that it's 150. That was 160, and look at the tiny amount of space that it's occupying. Here's a drawback. With the big reactors, you feed it yellowite, which is an ore that you find underground. The waste that it produces is called cyanite, which you can reprocess to make plutonium and also use it as a fuel. But plutonium as a waste vanishes. It doesn't have any waste. So you can run this through one time and then you're done. So you really have to find yellorium to keep feeding it. This, on the other hand, is using lava, which the nether is infinitely full of. The problem is that when you take lava from the nether, you're making spawnable ground, because it converts the lava into stone blocks, which now heat scar spiders, charged creepers, and not charged creepers, the other creepers, the nitro creepers, I guess they're called, and other mobs can start filling up your nether base with you know, just a whole lot of hostile mobs. The good thing about it, though, is that they're at the lowest level where the lava was, which you don't need to really be at. So it's not too much of a bad thing. So across both, considering both, which one's better? Well, 16 of these would do fine for powering the base and a quarry, and it would outmatch this by far. The problem with it is that it's a kind of boring power. Some people have called it a cheaty power. I don't consider it cheaty. It's pretty balanced. Anything in modern Minecraft, for 99% of it, is not cheaty, because if you're playing it and it's in the mod pack, it means it's part of the game. So I don't mind using it. It's just that it's not a very interesting power, and I do like the feature of the hugeness of size here. So this is my consideration. I'd like to go with a big reactor. And so the power output and the fuel waste is a consideration for me. So what I did was, I'd like to show you 2 different reactors. They're both built with nearly the same amount of blocks. The only difference is this has just one or two more reactor casing blocks on the outside. This one has a couple more fuel rods on the inside. But they're essentially, other than that, almost entirely the same. Even the coolant that I used for both of them, I used Resonant ender buckets, or fuel, or not fuel, but coolant inside. The amount I used are the same, 4. So there's a bucket of Resonant ender against the fuel rod, 4 of them in here. They're touching this. The rest of this is empty. Here we have 4 of them touching the fuel rod, just like I did the other one, and the corners are empty. Other than that, they're identical. So let's take a look at their outputs. Keep in mind, they are the same amount of blocks, or nearly the same amount of blocks. It's just that this one is flat, and this one's using the same amount of blocks, but tall. Okay? So if we take a look inside, we'll see that this one's producing 380 RF per tick, nearly 400. But it's only producing 0.02 of waste. So this one's very efficient. The lower it is, the more efficient it is. But very low amount of power output. Again, this is 400 RF per tick. If we look here, this one's tall, and it's putting out 2000 RF per tick. But it's using a lot more waste, or it's producing more waste, 0.1. So as far as waste is concerned, this is 5 times more wasteful. But if we look at the power output, 2 here and 400 here, it's 5 times more power output. This is more of what I'm looking for to power a quarry and the base at the same time. 5,000, or actually, if we can get it up a little bit more to maybe 5,000 RF per tick, that would be great, because then we can fully power a Buildcraft quarry without any loss of speed, and power our base. We don't need to get to 5,000, but the taller we make it, I think the better. And we can always mine for more yellorium using the quarry that we're powering at the moment. Alright, so welcome to my base. Now, I want to show you a little bit around the base of the things that I've done off camera, but I also like to do what we just covered in creative and look for a spot in the base to place our reactor. If I place it here, it's in the middle, it's cluttering the area. I don't know that I want it right smack dab in the center. We do have a second floor, we may consider that, or my best or favorite option is to make one of these little kiosks that I built for the smeltery off to the side somewhere, maybe symmetrical with this. But I'm thinking it's going to, I'm in hover mode now, I'm thinking it's occupying a little bit of space if I do that, and it's kind of far away from the base, because I didn't really think about making 2 kiosks and making this whole thing symmetrical. What I could do is probably copy this hallway on this side and then just measure out where the kiosk should be if I were to count the blocks from here to here to line up with this. I don't want to take too much time with it. It's not something that I'd like to do for the reactor, because I'd like to get this done today. I think it's something we need to do as soon as possible so that we can run the quarry. So I'm not going to build another kiosk for the reactor. I may build it for some other item. I don't know what, but not for the reactor. So let's go down here. I built a little bit of a roof here. As you can see, I'm not liking it. I'm going to tear it down. I'm trying to get as much glass and clarity to look out as possible. So I may build another window here or another stairway. I'm not sure yet. As you can see, I'm running a lot of windows all around, as well as a skylight here, which is not common. Not a lot of people do skylights. But I think it looks good to see a lot of green, because it's a cheery color. It looks like it's bright outside. So that's what the theme that I'm trying to keep here. You can see there's more windows here, and every wall here is a window. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for at the moment. Still not sure about the roof. I'm thinking of a sloped roof like this, like the kiosk has, and just continue that theme so that it will match. It would make sense if I did that, and it's pretty simple to do. I wouldn't use slabs like I did here though. I'd probably use stairs like I did here. So we'll see how we do that. I'm not sure yet. I could always go for carpenters. But anyway, let's get started. What I'd like to take a look at making first will be the tesseract, because the reactor may be all good and fine, but how are you going to feed your machines and the quarry without a tesseract? I'd have to carry it over there. So the first thing I'd like to do is this recipe, not this one. So let's take a look at this recipe. It will require tin and silver along with shiny metal or platinum. I don't have any platinum, but I do have shiny, and I just have enough, here it is, to make that. Let's take a look at the silver and the tin. Here we are. And so we'll alloy smelt them here, and we'll place the silver, tin, and shiny, and it should only produce 2 of the shiny, which will be 8 base. More than enough. I think it's more than enough. I'll see in a second. What is going on here? Look at this. I hate when that happens because it just slows you down, but we need, let's see, this produces 2. But we need pyrotheum, which is sulfur, coal, redstone, and blaze. Sulfur, coal, oh, not this type of coal. Oh, I have pulverized coal here. Yes. Redstone. I have pyrotheum already made, actually. I forgot I made that. But let's see if this is enough, though. So, what was the recipe again? Let's take a look. We need pearls. Okay, so let's get some pearls here. I have a whole lot of pearls, actually. And I should actually have more. And what I'd like to do is keep harvesting these pearls as quickly as possible. Oh, this one's not ready. But you can see I have a lot of pearl plants. Ollie took some, how many? I think 1 pearl. He needed pearls. Was it 1 or 4? I don't remember how many borrowed. But he made seeds out of the pearls, magic crop seeds. And I just asked him to repay me 1 seed. And so each time I harvest one of these, you can see there's 8 of them here, but sometimes they produce a chance of dropping 1 extra. And so every time I drop an extra, as you can see now I have 11. Yep, 11. I could probably take up more space. And I can craft these into ender pearls. Let's see, where are they? Here, these things can be turned into ender pearls by making 8. As you can see, they produce 4. This is awesome. So let's get some more here. We'll just make a donut here, and we have 4 more. Cool. Alright, let's go back, and this is a very slow method of flying. I do have to make a new method of flight, or speed, I mean. Maybe a Sojourner sash, just to go quicker. So I'll set up a Botania somewhere out there, maybe at the farms, and we'll see how that works out. Now, we were making something at the alloy smelter. Not sure what it was. Ah, it was this. Okay, so base, pyro, and pearl. Where's our base, pyro, and pearl? And maybe we'll just do that. That'll give us 4, I believe, or 8. I think it produces 8. As you can see, I made some octadics. I was recording before what you saw, and before I even started, I realized, you know, I better speed this up with some octadics on both of these, because otherwise the video will trail on very long. And so that's what I have here. I think I should maybe save this, actually. I'm just going to make another set. Let's take this out. It'll make the other set. No, actually, I do need 2 tesseracts, so let's keep them in there. So 2 more base, pearl, and pyro. And that'll give us 2 tesseracts in total. Yeah, so I made the octadics just to speed up the video because otherwise this will trail on for a long time. So we need some diamonds and some fused glass, which is easier to make than the hardened glass, because I do have 100, maybe 1,000 nether quartz in the other chest out there. So this will work out fine. Let's see. So we're gonna have to cook this. We are on alloys. That's good. We'll set this to cook, and that'll take a little bit of a while. We need a diamond. And then we can set this up real quick. So it goes with these on the corners. And I believe... Oh, actually I do need 2 more. Yep. I think I'm going to need 2 more of these. So let's stop this for a moment. Get the pearls in there with the base. And yeah. Okay, so then... these glass can go on the outside. That's good. As a matter of fact, it's only 1 more. Ooh, I should have stopped it because that's all I needed. Alright, so there's our 2 Enderium we were waiting for. We can put it up here. And now we have 2. Oops, we need more diamonds. And some fused glass, which we can keep running. We'll always need that fused glass for other stuff in Applied Energistics. So that'll work out fine. So we are waiting for this glass. We can do that. And now we have 2. These go in the fluid transposer. We'll need 8 pearls in this. Let's see, that's 7, 8. I think that's right, hopefully. I don't want to waste any pearls because these are quite expensive with the getup that I have now. I don't have a mob farm yet, so this is what I have. Let's put some of this stuff away, and then we can clear up our bar and continue on. Alright, so the first one's almost made. We have the first one. Now, let's continue while that other one is being made. I've made up a lot of graphite, and we're going to need a whole lot because I'm calculating for the shape of the reactor we want. We need 124 casings. But there are other blocks in the reactor we need. The power tap, control rod, fuel rods, controller, access ports. We need a lot of blocks, and they require the graphite also. So this should be more than enough, I think. So we'll take some of them. Yeah, let's take a few. We'll need a lot of iron. And what else will we need? Yellorium. This we are running short of. We're going to need more. Let's get the reactor casings. And so I'm thinking 124, like I said. So here's a stack. Oh, a stack and a half. It made all of them at the same time. This is about 100. And we're going to need a little bit more. So let's just control it by the amount of Yellorium we put in there. And that'll tell us when to stop. This is 128 plus 16. So we are close to where we need to be. We can start setting it up. You know, in fact, we don't have to make the same one we did in Creative. We can actually make it bigger than that. It doesn't really matter. I'm thinking let's put the reactor here, since there's a good reason for it. Let me show you real quick what the reason is, but let me just lay down this floor. It's easy enough to get at least one thing done. And again, the Sojourner's Sash would be good right now. You see, if the reactor is above here, we can feed or drop the power line directly here for our machines, and also maybe split off to item conduits in this direction for some chests. And then we can organize our stuff. And then maybe in the future, if we have an Applied Energistics, we can set it up somewhere around here. So we have power and items coming in from the quarry, from the tesseract, that will be outputted from the reactor above. And I think that will be cool. Alright, so let's build up the pillars here. I'm going to build this up and get some of the other blocks that go here. I'm going to put the controller right here. Maybe the power tap right back here so that the power drops down to the machines. and then maybe the access ports here and here. This will feed in fuel. This will output the waste, and it may be a cyanide reprocessor in the middle, feeding across both and refeeding the reactor. We are just about done. I'm just making the access ports now. I need 2 of these. Oh, so we need some... We're going to need some cobble and some sticky pistons. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Redstone we have here. I have some on me actually. So I think we're set. Let's convert these into chests. 2 chestesses. And the sides here with... wait, what am I making here? We're making pistons, aren't we? Redstone, iron, and we needed the wood. I think I made these chests by accident. I don't remember. Was there some chests? Oh, for the final product, yeah. We do need the chests. So, no worries. We got 2 pistons. And now we can make this. Should be able to. Let's get rid of these cobble. And there's our 2. Alright, so let's set this up. Oh, I do have more buckets cooking here. And that's done. Alright. So let's set up here. And I'm just about done. I decided for 7 high because it does look pronounced. It looks interesting and awesome that way. Oh, did I make... Yeah, I made the fuel rods. We can put them straight in. Let's get rid of this and put this in our hotbar. I'm going to go into hover mode. This will make it a little bit more easier to fly around. We're done with that. We need the control rod now. Alright. So now we can place our... Actually, let's place the blocks down below so that none of the Enderium will seep out. The access controls, I do want them in the back here. And one of these will have to be flipped over to output. So that one will be out, this one will be input. Or the other way around. Let's do it the other way around. This way we can feed directly up from downstairs, the sorting chests down there. I think a sorting chest that I may go with if I don't go with an applied energistics systems right off the bat. I decided for 2 power taps instead of 1, so that one can feed the downstairs and the other will feed the quarry by a tesseract. This way we don't have to do any special doohickey, it can go directly. The tesseract no longer can be, you know, placed directly on the power tap. You got to place it a block away or more and then run a conduit to it. It's sort of to get rid of the cheatiness of being able to run infinite amount of power in your tesseract if you have an enormous turbine or reactor setup. This way you're limiting it by the capacity or the limit of the conduit that feeds it together. So that'll be your new bottleneck, the conduit that connects them together. So the other tesseract will go into future quarry. I don't think we'll have enough time to set it up today, but we can get the ender liquid down now. And let's get this on our bar like that. We can feed it down there. I'm going to need more reactor casing to cover this up top. See if I have any available. I don't have any on me. I'll have to make some more. Or did I leave it downstairs? Let's go check real quick and see if we have any down here. I may have put it in here. Nope. Not in here. I may have to make some more then. Well, we have enough to make more. Looks like we made just the right amount. So let's make, is it 4? Now I don't remember. And I will install some elevators so we can go up and down these floors a lot quicker. It'll make things a lot quicker. Yes, it was 4. It was for the top, I forgot. Okay. So that completed a multi-block. And now this should be ready to go. Oh, we need the yellorium to feed. We don't have enough here yet. Let's drop off some XP here. And head our way here to make some, or get some yellorium. And we should have a completed product. If I do get this to work now, I don't think I have time to continue with this episode. I'll end it here. But what I will do is shut the reactor down until I'm ready for the next episode when we'll be setting up our quarry. So this is the input. We'll feed it in here. I see that it took 20 ingots, and it's filling up already. It was set to on. We're already at almost 2,500 RF per tick. We're wasting 0.14. In my opinion, is not that bad. I don't think it's that bad because we're going to be quarrying yellorium, which will feed it again. So it's no real big deal. And also the cyanide that we produce in the back, we can refeed it in with the cyanide reprocessor. Well guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.